Hello there everyone, this is I am Mark 3 and welcome back to Mashinky, the Metropolis project, where I've done what I said I would do last time. I have got those passenger stations finished. I'll show them to you in just a moment, and I have done some quote-unquote aggressive, yes that's the word, aggressive negotiation with the local authorities, by which I mean I sent bulldozers after some of their houses and roads, and I have rearranged the stations and all that jazz. So I think I'm going to start now. Actually, you know what, hell with it. They can't get out until this train's all the way over here anyway, so it's like, I might as well just like say, yeah, go, go, go. I'm just going to tell you all to go. So I'm actually kind of like front-loaded on the passenger trains a little bit. There's 6 trains now on this particular section of track. There's 3 for each of the stations. They're all, of course, these mighty beasts. The coal guzzlers, the Mark II thingamabobbies, and of course they are configured just like all of the other passenger trains that are feeding into my testing site, with as much sheer passenger capacity as I can reasonably fit into an 8-length train. So that's 4 second-class coaches and 1 coach class. So no luxury on my trains. Oh no! I got to herd the sheep into the testing pens of Blackburn as efficiently as possible. So it's as much as possible. Surprisingly, I've not received any warnings saying that these guys are jammed up, so that seems to be fixed at least, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Yes, I am pleasantly surprised that that has been fixed, because normally just by starting up an additional engine when it couldn't get out of here, it would be spamming like, this train can't move, this train can't move, but it's not done that. Kudos to you, Dev. Kudos to you. I'm very glad to see that one at least has been fixed. Jolly good. But yes, as you can see there, crossing the Great Bridge of Stoke. Just starting to get into line. And here we go. Stoke itself has received a ring track, essentially. I've bulldozed some of the outlying sections of town to get my station repositioned deeper in. So this station is now covering the lion's share of the town. But as a conciliation prize, I've extended a road out of this place so that the town can extend around the other side of the station and so increase its output. Don't tell the people of Stoke I said that. It is purely for their own quote-unquote welfare and benefits. Yeah, that's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. Anyway, moving on. From there, I have got a crossing. So it splits in 2 ways here. Quite neatly, in fact, so that's pretty good. I like it. And then up here, in the end, I bulldozed this station and then repositioned it slightly further north because there's more of the town up in this general direction. And then spread out the structures to get it going where I want it to go. Let's actually do something really quickly here. People of Belfast, this is of course entirely for your benefit. It's not going to help me in the slightest. No. Now, excuse me while I demolish one of your residents' houses. And then extend the track like that. Okay, right, yeah. And once again, I am taking control of the lives of the people for their own welfare and happiness, of course. But there we go. That'll let Belfast extend on the other side of the station as well. So, yeah, here comes the first train to Belfast. Grab it all. Yep, load. Takes like 3 passes, I think. Yeah, 3 passes to load. There we go. And as you can see, I also planted lots and lots of lovely trees. So, yeah, I care for the environment and all that jazz. One of my slogans, if I recall correctly. So, this entire area is forested. I've also forested along the track along here, so I've got it all looking all quite nice and happy. Happy-dappy. Blackburn has expanded to 175, so it is continuing to grow outwards. Good on you, Belfast. But, yeah. It is time to continue on with the Metropolis project on its next stage, which will be to extend out here to reach this site. Yes. Okay. let us begin then. I don't want to deviate the track, of course, so I'm going to be doing some, once again, throwing money at it. By the way, spending the trains is actually the first bit in this entire project that's caused a noticeable dip in my money reserves, so it's like, you've got to buy extensive engines? Sure, okay, but we're going to charge you for that. It's like, okay, sure. Oh, I can't quite get rid of that. We're going to have a bump in there. Boo. Blooming forest getting in my way. How dare they cite something there which I can't bulldoze? Ooh, how dare they? Ah. Anyway, let's just get that out there. Yep, the trains are quite happily chugging back and forth. They'll space them out a little bit more evenly as we get more trains in here. But right now it's just those 3 sets running around. Quite nice. Then let's go ahead and extend a turn this way. Yes, indeed. Oh, I see another hill in the way. Can't have that. Hill? No hill. There's no hill in the way now. I don't know. It just amuses me that I can get away with that so very easily at this stage. But that said, it's an unintended side effect of the Metropolis project. It's like, to get the maximum efficiency, as I've said, like, I think it was like 3 or 4 episodes ago, at least, or something like that. To get the most efficiency out of your passenger line, just pack your trains full of people. If you want max efficiency from the people, then you're going to need more trains, flat out. But if you're delivering so many that your stations and trains and tracks are overloading, then it's like, yeah, you've got to accept that and pack as many people into your trains as possible. Pack them in like cattle. Treat them as they deserve to be treated. Yes, I care not for the common man. Not at all. No. Anyway, let's get on with this. Right, we've got a shop here which accepts an intake of 1. So we know that's accurate. So an intake of 1. This thing operates at best at an output of 3. However, one of those is coming from a 2 wood plus 1 steel into 1. So that's knocks it down to a 2. So we actually need 2 shops in not Belfast, Blackburn. Yeah, we actually need 2 shops to take care of the current potential output of that particular factory. So we actually need to build a second one, because that one can accept it, but it can't accept it fast enough. So yeah, it gets kind of noisy around here sometimes. Right, let's put another shop like here. No one's decided to put their house in the middle of the switching tracks with all the noisy steam trains running around, so can't imagine why. But there we go, that's 2 shops now in Blackburn. That'll be able to accept the current output of this particular factory. So, yeah, get rid of all those. Right, this is the other reason I wanted to kind of split things, because the industry side of this particular output will be operating with the smaller train engines, the more efficient stuff, the stuff that runs on money. But to keep up with the speed of these passenger trains, I've got to equip the goods trains with at least that engine. So they're going to be running a faster train along this particular track, almost as if it was a dedicated passenger line. So that's another reason to separate it, you know? Right, let's see. I want to get... This is my goods output station, of course, so... Let's see, run it this way. It only needs to be a single track, because what'll be happening is a train will go into there, load up, and then run the hell away as fast as possible. This one, however, might require extensions later, so I'm going to build it straight out. Yep, I'm actually going to do max bridge efficiency again, of course. So I'm going to drop down the centerpiece. Which way do I want the bridge to be on? Because the way the bridge is on will be a bit slower because of the incline. The high-speed trains, though, is going to be the goods trains. So the goods trains should be the one which drops down first. No, I need the space on this track here, actually. So this one should be the one that drops. So the goods train has to go up first. I'm not sure which way is faster, actually. It slows down slightly when it goes up a slope, then it speeds up slightly when it goes down a slope, so that's slightly confusing. I think, on balance, it is... Well, if the train's already going at maximum speed, it's going to be impacted either way, isn't it? But it's going to get a boost of acceleration if it's dropping down a slope. So having the 2 slope up, then 2 slope down, that will help. The slope down will help pull the rest of the train up over the thing. So it's like going to be faster to actually be up on the bridge than it is to be down on the ground, even though the slopes are bigger. Don't listen to me. I'm just talking absolute utter nonsense. Yes, absolute utter flipping nonsense. Oh, yeah. Drop that down. That's the point I want to drop. So that'll go like that quite happily. And of course, once again, we send the goods trains up over the intervening track. Like that. So there we go. A momentary misclick just built all of that track. It's so easy to misclick in this game sometimes. I think I've said this before. Anyway, let's get this laid in. There we go. And of course I need to... I'll actually deal with that later when I reforest the entire area. Because of course I, quote-unquote, care. Psst, I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm just trying to be nice. I don't know if you guys caught on to that, but I'm saying things which I think appropriate, but it's like, I don't care. I don't care about the people of this world. No, 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 no. Ooh, that's actually the out lane, that. Okay, I'll just... Yeah. I care. Yes, I absolutely care about people and well-being and all that jazz. And in the meantime, I'm just going to start issuing my station masters with cattle prods so they can load the trains more quickly. Yeah, that sounds like a suitably dystopian thing to do. Give the station masters cattle prods to herd people onto the trains faster. Actually, we need a transport game where you can do that kind of thing. Ideas! I am honestly surprised there's not a game where you can do that. I am absolutely shocked, actually, that I'm thinking about it now, and there's no game where you can issue your station masters with cattle prods to herd passengers onto your trains more rapidly. There is a niche that needs filling. What would you call such a game, actually? I don't know. But to be honest, though, it kind of reaches into the whole mindset, doesn't it? It's like, this is a game, so why care? Why be decent? Why be good? Like, I'm already packing literally as many people as I possibly can into these trains without a care for comfort or quality or how much they're willing to pay me. It's like, I want people, I'm going to throw you all into this individual town, and I don't care if you've got complaints, shut the hell up, just get on the train. That's basically what I'm doing, I guess, in the name of science. Yes, anyway, let's actually lay in our goods trains now, since we've got stuff going. We, of course, need a minimum of GS2, which is the this one. A minimum of a GS2, which gives it 100 miles an hour. We could give it EMDs, but we haven't got any kind of oil processing going yet, so the EMD would be the better choice. It's got more power. Well, it's actually got less power, but it weighs less as well, so it's got better power to weight ratio. It's also a good bit shorter, so you could pack more goods into it, or passengers actually, into an individual EMD powered train. It's also slightly faster, but we just don't have access to it yet. That would be a good one to replace the GS2s with, actually, once we can get enough oil to sustain it. The problem is it guzzles oil as fast as the GS2s guzzle coal, so too many EMDs will just, like, break everything. Anyway, let's actually get this thing equipped. We want the goods. We could go for the cheaper ones. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's almost double, but it's like only like 50% longer, so the Hibbins is better than the Uphelm. Still not sure where the names for these are coming from, but okay, let's see. 6.43, 7.2, we can fit another one. 7.97, spot on. Alright. We need to go to station 41. Sorry, 49. Load. Maximum load. Of course, these guys are going to be running around like chickens because there's no goods there at all, and never has been. Unless that's been corrected as well. But if there's never been a good, then there is that existing thing where it's like the train won't stop, it'll just keep rolling until an output has been achieved and a resource has existed at that station at least once. Let's load you up with Hibbins as well. And I'll just quickly copy the order of train 113. Tell you to start as well. So there we go, we've got our 2 goods trains starting to roll. They currently weigh 126 tons. Well, these passenger trains are operating 141 tons. Okay, so they're going to be in roughly the same power and acceleration range as the passenger trains. The question is, of course, how much they're going to weigh after they load upon goods, but that's for the future. Right, so you accept 5 oil. Check. You accept... Well, you can produce 2. Sorry, you produce 1. You accept 5, so I can... If I max this place out, it can produce the required oil exactly for what this place currently requires. So, let's go ahead and expand you with some fractional equipment. I can't get a research lab because I just don't have any oil yet. So that's the thing. And then we need to get a station in here, of course. So... This is a good station, so I'll need the gap to fit in extra loading capacity and stuff like that. Probably storage as well, actually, because these are max length trains I'm going to be throwing into it straight away. That will let me extend the station, like so. And now we've got a small issue, of course. The issue is that we need to get this particular train set out to the oil wells over here. You see, this is why I liked it when it was like, they've got the same production time, because then you can say, ooh, I just need to route 5 crude oil into this place. And there we go, that's all I require. Rather than like these ones that require extra time. This one says it's got an output one, but then these ones, they've got an extra check mark on it. So this one will, secondary well will increase production by like, I think it's a half. If I'm reading all this correctly, so I put that there. Yeah, now it's 1.5. I mean, why? Why add that complicating factor onto the game? I don't quite understand the reasoning there, unfortunately. So it's confusing me every time I look at it. It's like, oh wait, I've got to try and cope with all this extra stuff. So, why is this in the game? Question mark? I still completely fail to get it. I mean, sure, complexity is good and all that. 14, let's drop this to a 14 level there. But, why? It was perfectly fine when it was all, like, evenly ticking before. Unless it's always been odd like this, but it's like, you never noticed, or something. Might have been. But actually that would explain a few things. I'm guessing it's always been like this though, but it does confuse things just a tad, you know? Yeah, I've got 2 goods trains running along here. We can go ahead and do this, which is why I was digging this out actually, to get a tunnel set down here. Just like how I built the Stoke Bridge, so it's like extra to get things through more reliably. Admittedly, it's also a slope as well, but it's actually a relatively gentle slope. Oh, they've removed the fact that there's 2 identical tunnel options. Oh, that's good. Because I think that was just like, that was another bug that just crept in at one point. Alright, so what have we got going on? The goods train is stopping. Are you going to run? Yep, it's just kept on going, as you can see. Pause. Your orders are switched. Also, I've told you to reverse now. Oh, I've got to stop you first. Yeah, reverse, please. I don't want you wandering off right now. So that will come back to the station, but I'm going to stop it there. This next one will wait at the signals, but this one will back up into the station. So I just need to wait until I get a train loaded with product over to that to get it operational. So yeah, this is an output of 1.5. This has a demand currently of 5. All right. I think don't need. Yeah, I need oil. I need oil for the next level of view as well. So this is like kickstarting the entire darn thing. Right. Wait, no. It's not kickstarting. No, this isn't Kickstarter. No. Give me money, by the way. No. This is bootstrapping, I think. Yeah, that's the name for it. Bootstrapping. If I can't get the thing, then I need to bootstrap it, which is I'm using the resource required to gather the product resource, which will then be used to because it's required to upgrade the thingy. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's called bootstrapping. Anyway, let's get the signal box in there. Not where I wanted you, buddy. Go away. I wanted you there. So yeah, we're trying to bootstrap this thing, essentially. There we go. And then I'll just go ahead and flatten all this because I can. That's about right. Okay, so we've got this stuff which needs to line up. And of course this section is going to be using the cheap trains. However, they won't be using my good old reliable ones. I should probably point that out. Oh no. Because we've got a better one now. What with the new tech age we're in, we have got a better super cheap engine. Our first diesel engine, the only one we can afford without actually, refining more oil and stuff like that, is what we're going to use. So, hang on, I just need to get this down into there. Thank you. And of course, we've got the station here, which is not requiring any additional tracks or anything like that. So we're just going to loop this around quite happily, like so, and that connects straight into there. Surely good. So we're starting to carve our way through these mountains quite handily, actually. Now we need to get the track down this section. Of course, we need to keep it straight because it's like a really big flipping hill. So turns where you lose speed, kind of a bad idea. Let's get it evened out, which is like that. Basically, if we can let the trains maintain their speed and rebuild their speed as much as possible on these sections, it's going to be a help getting a track through here. Well, getting the trains through here at least, but yeah, there we go. And then we turn like so, and we plug straight into the middle one there. Okay, this is looking good. I know we're just, well, to be fair, every episode of this game really focuses on the building side of things, because it's like, the building is such a major side of it. But there we go, we've got the tunnels going straight through the mountain side. It's glitching slightly, I think, because of how steep it is. So I should probably do something about that. Let's go ahead and get a height correction on there. Okay, yeah, that's looking better. It's still kind of glitching as you get nearer and the voxels realign, but yeah, as you can see, now it fills out over there. So it's still much better than it was, though, and you can actually see what you're doing on the building scale, which is also helpful. Right. Can't do that because the tunnel's in the way. What happens if I do this? Oh, it's just flat out can't because the tunnels are too close. Oh well. So that end's got to remain a bit messed up. Okay, can't touch that. Keep going. I need at least 2 tracks on here. So let's go ahead and drop all this, and also drop all that. At least 2 tracks. If required, I can extend it this way, and then this will come around into here. Jolly good. And though, of course, we also need an access route this way as well. So that's required too. Because, of course, we're going to have some trains coming back this direction. However, we're almost at the point where we can get start getting oil flow going. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing laid in. I want to get into line on there and sorted. Right, there we go. Jolly good. That'll help out. And we can now just plumb in a depot, which is actually going to be the tricky part. Well, another tricky part. Actually, no, we don't. It's not going to be that tricky a part. We can just plug it into here, can't we? If we get this one straight here, then we leave a gap for us a signal. This is actually going to be the simplest mainline station I've yet ever done because I'm working it into part of an existing, sorry, mainline station depot, because I'm working it into like a station area. So I'm using the station as a loop. So that means I can just slap down the depot. It's like, whee! Simple engineering for once. Okay, let's get the extensions. So we get the locomotive works slapped in. There we go. Engines. Right, we're going to be using BR3s for this because, well, BR3 is 600 horsepower to a Prussian's 550. It's 5 miles an hour slower, but it's got more power, but it's also slightly shorter as well. So it's like, it can't go quite as fast, but it can really tug things around. You know, so it's like, okay. Now, we need this thing to be towing crude oil, so we want, what do we want? Length 5, length 0.66. The Warrens are unquestionably better than the Hatch. And I've got the steel to kind of indulge right now, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to run the simulation, though, to get more steel, quite honestly. 7.5, 7.7. Can't afford any more than that. I could carry one more oil if I put 2 hatches instead of 1 Warren on that, but that's not really worth it. So you go to here, load, and then come back to here, get started. Alright. And we just need to put the signals in quickly to make sure he goes the correct way. Otherwise he'll just choose his own route and go whichever's shortest. There we go. I did tell you to start, didn't I? Oh wait, I'm on pause. Here we go. First oil train. We have once again not actually got the goods trains working. It's taken too long just getting this stuff sorted out. Yeah, our first oil train. I guess we're going to be pushing back goods trains to the next episode actually because we're literally at the end of that. So yeah. I mean, but look at it though. It's like it's a completely different style. All the modern stuff is like solid colouring and paint, while the older stuff is not as much. But yeah, I think I'm probably just going to have to call it there. It's like a couple of minutes. I'm not quite going to get it all sorted. We're certainly not going to see our first goods trains flowing in that time. And it's going to take a while for this guy to load up and get started anyway. So I need to run the simulation a bit, build up some more iron. I'm actually running out of iron now because all this high-end stuff requires iron. So yeah, I'm going to have to call it there, I'm afraid. Don't worry, we'll get the goods flowing at some point. Maybe. Possibly. Probably not. No, the goods will be flowing next episode, I think. I mean, yeah, look at this. It's still only like a 1.5 output, so it's going to take this train a while to even get started. But yeah, this has been Iron Mark 3 on Mashinky on the Metropolis project. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you all some other time when we get... Oh, I know yours stops. I deliberately stopped you guys, so that's why we've got an alert there. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and see you all later. When we finally start delivering goods to our test subjects over in Blackburn. How many people have we got in Blackburn now, actually? It's been growing while we were doing this. Yeah, now at 181, and... Look how dense it's getting. It's actually glitching a little bit here, with how many trains and... Yeah, you can hear that. It's like, the sounds are actually glitching a little bit, because there's so much going on around here. But yeah. See you all later. Oh! Surprise! Bonus content! First oil delivery. Oh, because it's just like happening right now, it's like, oh, there it is. We've actually built up some iron reserve for that, but yeah, we're actually now just past the exact half-hour mark. But yeah, that's now dropping off its oil, which is going straight into the refinery, which is starting to process this. We're actually getting our first processed materials back, though we're not getting tokens yet. Yep, that's it. End the show. Yep. Pause it and see you all later.